All right. Sweet. Can you guys see my screen by chance? Perfect. All right. Let me just pull up chat on my phone. There we go. All right. So essentially, guys, BTC here on that pullback. Can't be super surprised that we had a pullback on BTC. You know, not only did we come up to this level of resistance here on this wick at 66,783, but we also got rejected initially here by the 4-hour 200 moving average here. So that isn't, it's not a huge surprise. Having a pullback, it's no big deal, guys. We got to be prepared for these pullbacks as well. Can't be scared of them. And whenever we do get them, just got to realize that's a blessing. And that's basically how I'm viewing it, is pullbacks are a blessing. You just you got to be ready for them. All right. And so my thoughts about like what I want to be looking at now are, you know, currently we're just bouncing off support here at 64,279. If we do come down to these lower levels, that's where I'm going to be interested in. So just taking a fixed range volume pull here. Go ahead and make this row size smaller. We've got a pretty good amount of confluence coming in at our golden pocket support here. We're also bouncing off the point of control of our range, so that's where we're getting this from. So my thoughts here, guys, are I want to see something like this, where we come down, we CA if we need to at the value area low here, and ride this one up to top side of our range. You know, personally, I think you could extend this long all the way to 80K, because I really do think this next time around we do break highs of our range. Obviously, you can't know that until it happens. So just FYI, that's neither here or there yet. However, in my opinion, you know, any stabs towards our current lows, guys, those dips are for buying. That's just how I feel about it. Okay. And so far, you know, I don't know if we're gonna get these lows, but if we do, could provide us a good opportunity. And I'll be posting these in my channel as well, so no worries. You don't have to you know, I'll post the picture in chat, but you know, if you want the analysis that I put in my channel with, you know, where my entries exactly are, DCA, stops, all that, then it'll be in my channel, so no worries. And then let's take a look at Ethereum here. So Ethereum bounced off of this beautiful support zone with a 14% move on this long. And at the moment on ETH, go ahead and pull this a little further back. I think that, you know, you are currently getting rejected by these range highs here. You know, you got here rejection, and then obviously you got rejected here. And so right now we are holding the value area high of your range, this bottom side range, which is good. You're making higher highs, higher lows, also good. However, again, I'm not exactly enthusiastic about taking longs on ETH when you just got rejected by top side of range. You at least want to see, you know, something like this. You want to see either a flip of the top side of this range for a long, or you want to see us come down back to support to be able to get in an opportunity. And this is a trade that I would take, where you get in at the golden pocket, DCA at the value area low here, and then ETH should have permission to go up. That's kind of how I'm viewing it. I just don't think that, I think right now you got to be really careful. You don't want to be jumping in too hard on any alt longs yet, because we're still battling with resistance. So just got to be really careful. Yeah, man, we can take a look at render and sushi. Let's do it. Any top Dex coins? I like Jupiter, if that's what you mean. Or if you're talking about like decentralized exchange coins. I don't know if you mean like, coins you can only buy on dexes. Man, Near is pushing. Near is a strong one today. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. So Jupiter's on your list already. Yeah, I like Jupiter. Bonk has a bonk bot as well, which I like. I don't have a whole lot of these Dex coins though on my list much. I think that they can catch a bid this coming cycle, especially with all the KYC stuff happening on centralized exchanges. But the problem is like, you know, I just don't feel like there's enough narrative there for them to push that hard. I think Jupiter is the exposure I want when it comes to Dex coins, and that's good enough for me. Yeah, so here on render, it's also one that's basically it's just battling with SR here. So what I'm thinking on render is, if you close a 4 hour back above this support zone here at 8.232, then I think you could continue higher and push. But, and what I'm kind of leaning towards personally, because you already closed under support on this last 4 hour candle, is just like what the other coins I'm looking at is for opportunities on a pullback. That's what I'm more so interested in. Let me see if there's any daily levels or anything like that. No, no dailies. Only daily you already got hit over here. I mean, here on the daily chart, I do like that you're making higher highs than this high here. That is good. So like I said, like you want to see the 4 hour close above this level to confirm a flip. Otherwise, I think you're better off waiting for another bounce off support lower, especially since that's kind of what I'm looking at for the market as a whole right now. I think you could get a bounce off this point of control, but overall, I think if you set limits down here, you would be in a better position. Plus, your risk reward is way better down here. I think it's better to be patient on a lot of these. Like, look at these candles. Like, you can tell render's having trouble reclaiming it. And honestly, like this rejection here, could even be a short opportunity if you close the 4 hour under the value area low. All right. Sweet. Then let's take a look at sushi as well. So one thing I like about sushi is you are holding previous range lows from June of 2022 and December of 2022, which is good. However, like, it's difficult to position at current prices. I mean, you are still very much oversold on the daily. So I think the move for sushi would be I still think like these lows likely hold because I think BTC's likely bottomed here. So a good positioning tactic would be at this daily level. Oh, my bad. There we go. I think this could be a nice risk reward long on sushi because overall, I really do think you come back to highs here if the market rallies. And so coming down for another stab at lows would be the most ideal. Yeah, let's take a look at Mubi. So Mubi looks fine here. I think that overall, like, I was really looking for this SR flip to hold at 1779. However, now that we haven't, I think the next area of interest to be looking at comes in between 1.3 and 1.223. And I know you can leverage trade this at least on MEXC, so something like that I think will look good because you're still uptrending here. You know, you still are making higher highs, higher lows. So trend likely continues here. I would be surprised if it didn't. Yeah, we can look at NMR. This is actually one that I was looking at the other day. Just on like a higher time frame point of view, I do like NMR already. Just because you're again, it's kind of like the other examples we looked at, like you're above an important support zone here. So I'm already in a long, but you know, my invalidations are basically daily under it, then I'll probably jump out of the trade. But overall, like it just looks like it's a retest of trend here. So far, looks good. See how Jupe is doing. Hopefully, some of you guys got into this spot trade with me on Jupe. All right, guys, throw me 2 more altcoins at least, and then we'll look at them. I got time for 2 more. AVAX and Ondo. Yep, that'll work. AVAX with the daily 200 moving average retest here. I really like that. Let's see. Let's get on the lower time frame here. It's not surprising, guys, that you're having a pullback, just by the way. Like, you got to realize, like, chopping around here, at least for a little bit, is totally fine. I mean, we had a really big a really big cascading liquidation event the other week. So it just makes sense that overall, like, we need to spend some more time around here building support. It's just it makes sense to me. I know I keep saying that, but the more support you build up, the more time people have to accumulate spot, and spot buyers, after they're done accumulating, market makers can be more comfortable in sending price back the other way, and scaring some people along the way, liquidating a couple more people would not be surprising. Yeah, so here on AVAX, if you get anywhere around these lows again, I would be very interested in taking a long. And my invalidation would just be a 12-hour close under the level 33.54. And King Ondo here, one of the stronger altcoins out there. Yeah, Ondo's one that I hold tons of spot in. It's one of the bigger real world asset narrative plays this cycle, in my opinion, and it's got good backers associated with BlackRock. So definitely one that, if you're not holding spot in already, would be a good time to start, at least start a spot bag and then add on dips. That's how I view it. It's just a little bit more difficult here to position. You already had a pump. I think, you know, you do have a 12-hour order block here on Ondo, which is at the point of control as well. So probably get a bounce there. You have a daily level down here. So I think how I would play this is, yes, you could scalp this order block here if you're interested in doing so, if you're interested in scalping, but better trade is something like this, where you get this daily, value area low, range low, support, and you take this to higher prices. Yeah, well, let's do pro for the last one. I don't know if I've looked at this one before. It's on Coinbase, I see. Okay. Crappie. Interesting. See if you got any data. Got some data from back here. Okay. Yeah, so thoughts on this one are basically just like the only area that I'd even think about buying is dips toward this 12-hour order block. You already had one dip at the bottom, so I mean, you already had one dip at the top of the order blocks. So I would layer orders starting in the middle for something like this. But I don't know if you can leverage trade this. Like, this would just be like spot play, and then you could cut your spot play if you close below the stops, something like that. Still looks bullish, still making higher highs, higher lows. So just ride the trend till it's not your friend anymore. That's how I view. No leverage, unfortunately. Then I would be picking up spot at those levels for a trade, quick